happen if Superman were president? If your imagination falls short, ask Jimmy Olsen, who gets a peek into the future when America's chief executive is the Man of Steel. With Superman in the White House, startling events take place. Hear what happens now when Superman becomes President of the United States of America. In Metropolis, at the Daily Planet offices one day, managing editor Perry White calls in his reporters.
All right, now, for our special 4th of July issue next week, we're going to have some little-known stories about famous presidents.
Good idea, Perry. Which ones?
Kent, you take George Washington. Lois Lane will handle Abraham Lincoln.
Well, what about me, Chief?
Well, why don't you choose one yourself, Olson? There are plenty of other presidents to choose from. You pick one and tell me out to lunch. I'm going out now.
Gee, which one should I use? Jefferson? Grant? Roosevelt?
What? Look out, Olson! Watch where you're going. Almost knocked that picture of Superman off my wall. Now straighten it out. Watch out!
Jimmy, the picture's going to fall.
Oh.
It fell on his head, Chief. It knocked him out.
Well, don't just stand there. Get the nurse on the phone. Fix up his head. And fix my picture, too, while you're at it.
As Jimmy blacks out from the blow on his head, the last sight in his mind, the picture of Superman, begins to grow in his unconscious thoughts.
Superman. Presidents. Superman. President.
As the dream grows in Jimmy's mind, he sees a vast crowd with banners.
President Superman. Why not? What a story. Our future president, Superman.
In his dream, Jimmy sees an incredible election. And with almost 90% of the results tabulated, it's a landslide for Superman. He's been elected president by the largest popular vote in history. As the dream continues, Jimmy attends President Superman's first press conference.
Gentlemen and ladies of the press, you know there's a famous saying that everyone talks about the weather, but nobody does anything about it. Well, in line with the campaign promise I made, this administration will make certain that no more natural weather disasters, such as hurricanes or tornadoes, will ever again strike the United States.
But, Mr. President, how will you accomplish that?
I've set up a 24-hour alert with the U.S. Weather Bureau direct to my office here. As soon as they spot any natural disturbance, I will fly to the scene and using superpower, I will blow it far out to sea or into the upper atmosphere, where it will cause no damage. Also, there will be no more drought. Wherever rain is needed, I will create a low-pressure system and bring rain clouds right over the area where water is needed. And now my very first presidential appointment. I am naming James Olsen as my personal press secretary, and I'd like you all to meet him.
Mr. President, isn't he rather young for such an important post?
Young in years, perhaps, but not in experience, courage, and integrity.
Gosh, Mr. President, I'd certainly love to take the job. Golly, my office here in the White House is sure impressive. Hey, I think I'll look in and see how the president is doing.
Finished with these papers. Send in some more.
Why, my first press release will tell how President Superman reads and signs official documents at super speed, keeping dozens of clerks busy.
That's all for today, huh? Fine. Now leave that window open. I'm flying over the Pentagon.
Wait for your Secret Service guards! Oh, gosh. How can we follow him?
What does Superman need guards for anyway? Who could hurt him?
Yeah, our jobs have become useless. This president will never need any bodyguards.
Now, wait a minute, men, you are needed. There is one thing that can be dangerous, even to Superman. It's kryptonite.
Hey, he's right.
Now, whenever there's a public ceremony that President Superman attends, the Secret Service will have to screen everyone who might come near the president and search all areas near him to make sure that there is no kryptonite smuggled in.
That is true. Kryptonite is the one substance that could harm Superman.
Meanwhile, in the Daily Planet office, Clark Kent has helped the unconscious Jimmy onto a couch.
The nurse said he'll be okay in a few minutes, Lois. So let's keep an eye on him.
President Superman, foreign diplomats have arrived.
Listen to that. He's dreaming.
President Superman, it's time for your press conference.
It seems Jimmy's dream has connected that Superman picture with his assignment. He's dreaming that Superman is president. But he can never write that story. It's impossible for Superman ever to be the chief executive of the United States.
Can you guess why Clark Kent is so positive that Jimmy's dream could never come true? For it is impossible. Meanwhile, Jimmy's dream continues as Superman carries the giant presidential jet plane in the air.
I don't need a plane to get to a UN conference in New York, but my staff does. So I'll just give it a super push and save fuel. We must economize. Up, up, and away!
Soon another time-honored presidential duty comes up.
It's the opening game of the baseball season, Superman. As president, it's your honor to throw out the first ball.
Right. Here goes.
Look, President Superman threw the ball clear out of the park and high into space. Where's it going?
The speeding baseball, flung by the mighty arm of Superman, circles high above the earth, out over the ocean, to the other side of the globe. It lands at another baseball stadium in Tokyo, Japan, at a night ball game.
President Superman in Washington, D.C. has thrown first ball to open honorable game here in Tokyo Stadium. Banzai for President Superman! Banzai! Banzai! Banzai!
Back at the stadium in Washington,
That was a great idea, Superman. We just got word that they received your pitch in Tokyo.
Nothing like improving our foreign relations, Jimmy. Baseball is an international sport nowadays.
Right. Now, throw the first ball in this park, Superman.
as president, Superman is confronted with some super problems also.
Superman, look at this report. We'll have to give the public some bad news. The national budget has a deficit of almost $10 billion.
Is that all? Hold your press report until I return, Jimmy. Up and First, I'll get all the gold out of those old buried pirate ships I spotted on the ocean floor. Then off to outer space, where I discovered a layer of natural diamonds on a distant planet. Then I'll have enough to return to Fort Knox.
With Superman on the job, Jimmy is able to release a report that turns bad news to good.
All right, men, here's your lead story. President Superman wipes out national debt. He balanced the budget with one hand. President Superman, here's the latest disaster alert from the Weather Bureau. The Mississippi River has risen again. It'll reach flood proportions in a few hours. They want your help. And they want you to take a look at those forest fires in California. They're getting out of control.
Right, Jimmy. Cancel all my appointments for the next 2 hours. The Mississippi River is dangerously high. It's about to crest. No time to divert the flood. I'll have to create a tornado. A helpful one this time, to suck up all that excess water. Now, I'll spin my body at super speed, causing a vacuum in the air. Good. I've created a giant tornado. Now, I'll let it suck up the excess flood water. The river is down to a safe level. Now, what to do with that tornado? Wait, those fires in California. I'll blow that tornado right over the fire area. Up, up, and away! There's the fire below. Now to release the water where it will do the most good, extinguishing that blaze.
Jimmy's dream, our nation finds a new security in Superman's mighty hands. And the grateful country showers Superman with honors and tributes. Superman's picture appears on our postage stamps, on our currency. His likeness is carved on Mount Rushmore.
President Superman, time for your cabinet meeting.
Jimmy.
Huh?
Jimmy, Jimmy, can you hear me? Are you all right?
Clark, what? Whew.
That blow on the head knocked you out. You must be dreaming.
Yeah, but... Wow, what a story I thought of for my presidential article. I can prove that if Superman were ever elected, he'd become one of our most honored presidents. Oh, let me up. I gotta start writing.
Don't waste your time, Jimmy. Superman could never become president.
But why not?
Jimmy, if you remember the Constitution of the United States, you'll find a provision which states that only native-born Americans can ever become president.
Oh, no, that's right. And Superman was born on the planet Krypton. Oh, how could I have forgotten? Everyone knows that he'd be ineligible to become president.
Well, even if Superman could never be president, you could, Jimmy.
Me? President? Hey, that'd really be a story. Oh, boy, I think you'd better hit me on the head again, Clark.
This